pretty much how I did. It was like,
I look at this. Not everybody is Batman, and nobody has a fail-safe. Right?
No. But here's the thing. Come on, you have 3 seasons.
Really? Not even a basic like Deadbolt.
Right.
And the thing of it is, he literally, dead serious, first season of the show, he said literally, the only people that can get in has to have PowerPoints.
Actually,
literally,
that's what they say in the movie. And he just got in.
He just said nothing.
I have one more confusion, actually. So I thought that, this might be kind of nerdy. I thought Zordon was stuck in a time warp by Rita.
Yes. He is.
Yes. Just inside of a damn tube. They could have broke the tube a long time
ago.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, that's one of those things as a kid I let go, but then you think back on it like, you just broke your own rules, Saban. What the hell?
Yeah, the movie, I'm actually
I'm guessing the movie's non-canon.
No, it's not canon. It's all the way non-canon. Like, Turbo's the only one that's canon. Power, as I said, everything about this movie it's pretty much encompassing every cheesy aspect of Power Rangers, good or bad. That's all this movie.
But I thought they might have hinted at one thing canon, because they called him an Eltarian, and then they go to Eltar to get is it Phantom Rangers?
Yeah.
Whatever?
No, not Phantom.
Yeah.
Ninja one?
Alien Rangers. Yeah.
Alien Rangers, yeah. They come from Eltar. So I was like, oh, okay, is that a reference? Because then I thought maybe it is canon, because, them. But I guess not.
The movie ain't canon, especially, like I said, season 3, when they started up doing the ninja thing like this movie did, except better. I was like, yeah, so that movie is definitely...
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was watching this movie, and all I could think of was, I think the show, even though I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan, I think the show could be better. Because it didn't make sense. It felt like it was... You know what it felt like to me? It felt like what happens when... Not this bad... But when somebody gets the rights to a video game and wants to make a movie off of it, and it's like, they'll go see it
that's
anyway.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what, like I said, again, Saban, he's a guy that makes money. He has some good ideas. He has some bad. You're talking 95, Power Rangers at its high point, the machine with the toys and everything. I'm pretty sure somebody whispered in his ear, you need to do a movie. And he just said, all right.
He just remade the from the year before from Japan.
Oh, hell no. Nah, he just was like, nah, I think somebody told him, hey, do a movie. And he's like, oh, sure, I'll do a movie. Why not?
Oh, I thought he just made the movie because the Super Sentai, they put movies out pretty regularly.
Yeah, I think that's probably, maybe that might have been his idea too. Like, well, maybe we do a Power Ranger movie. And then, because supposedly there was supposed to be more movies then, but I guess it didn't happen. Yeah. So.
I watch a lot of those Sentai movies, a lot of the TV shows that get movies. I mean, in Japan it happens all the time, so I think this might be a cultural thing too.
That's why everybody hates Turbo, because it was a rush job. Like, everything about that Turbo movie was a rush job compared to this movie.
Well,
I don't even remember
scary.
The Turbo movies.
That's scary. That's saying something if the Turbo movies are worse than this, because this sucks.
Well, this movie on Rotten Tomatoes, because I looked just to see, was like 50% by the critics and 57% by the people. Yeah. Like, it was that high.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I was surprised.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, because again, most adults aren't going to get it. But I mean, I think Roger Ebert even said it was an alright movie. I don't know if he gave it a thumbs up or thumbs down or anything, but he was like, it's an alright movie.
It was fun.
As a kid, I loved this movie, and then watching it now, while I can see a lot of the flaws, I can also see why as a kid I liked it. Now, I mean, the CGI looked really cool when I was fucking 6, but now I'm like...
Now it looks bad, yeah.
I thought even as a kid the CGI was bad, because I couldn't even tell if that Zord had a face or not.
Yeah.
Which Zord? Oh, the over one,
the ninja Zord. And I'm like, I can't... Is that a face? Is that a mask? I don't know.
So here's...
Yeah, there's plot holes. You know what? Watching as an adult, it was more the plot holes that were getting me. I was like... How does I even know where the command post is? Why is all the power gone? Why is this chick wearing a Aquaman costume and fighting people in boots? How did they know those kids were on the monorail to go get their parents? How did they know?
I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things I always wondered was, why did Ivan Ooze think that was the way to get to enslave the parents? Because I'm like,
being subtle, Chris.
You're going to give basically Play-Doh to the kids to infect their parents, but why, as a parent, would you?
Here's what I worked out. he said the movie is implying all parents are nosy. If you get anything when you come home, they'll check your bags and see what you have.
Exactly.
So basically,
parents are gullible and stupid.
So basically, any parent who didn't get infected are think
about it. You know, you're playing
they're neglectful parents.
Yeah,
you're playing golf in Angel Grove, and you're like, Bob was supposed to meet me here for my tea time. Where's he at? And meanwhile, he's an indentured servant. You know, picking accent inside of a quarry.
Moral
avenues.
Moral of the story be
really funny about that part was how he puts them to work in the quarry, but he made sure they had hard hats.
Because he cares for his employees.
You gotta take care of his workforce.
You gotta care for
better employer than Walmart.
Actually, here's what confused me: the kids that ran off and started having a party. Who does that? Your parent is missing, and apparently a whole lot of parents are missing. And you're having a party.
The whole population of Angel Girl's parents are missing in this movie. That's what it was.
And they decided to have a Project X movie, Project X party. Yeah,
started a house party.
Just have a party at Ernie's Juice Bar, I guess. And Ernie's not there. God rest his soul. But yeah, Ernie's not there. Bulk and Skull apparently aren't affected, even though they look like grown-ass adults a little bit. But, whatever. Fine.
Hey, you know what? Wait a minute. That's an excellent point. Where were the rest of the teenagers?
I know, right?
There was either young kids or adults, and that was it. There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
The rest of the Angel Grove High School, except for Bulk and
Because
Skull and
they know teenagers ain't going to play with Play-Doh.
Exactly. So, they just off at college doing whatever. So,
my favorite part
back to your thing with Charles with the one-liners. Yeah, Tommy had a lot of one-liners, and I think you put it up on Twitter. The whole "I have a bone to pick with you." I will admit,
so hard.
I was mad at if you lose, you lose. I was like, Billy, why?
Because it's Billy. Why? Billy, I expected Billy to say that. Come on.
I used to have a crush on David Yost back in the day, though. When he started taking off all them layers and glasses and all the muscles started showing because he wore more fitted clothes, I was like, hey!
Go ahead, CJ. on the
Yeah, I rolled my eyes as a kid when he said that. I was like, really? Bone to pick? All right. Yeah, you're Tommy. Yay. All right.
Yeah, man. They kept making, and you could tell, yeah, you're Tommy. You could tell who was the breakout star of the show watching that movie, huh?
Well, you can tell. I mean, but that's always been the Power Rangers, though. It's like the rest of the Power Rangers sit around and wait, get their asses kicked until the Green or White Ranger shows up.
I mean, Jason, I think in season 1 was the only one that when Tommy showed up, he was still being proactive against Tommy. Like, Tommy was trying to nudge his way in, and Jay's like, no, I'm still the leader. I get that you're Green Ranger. Okay, whatever, but guess what? I'm still leader. And it's like when Rocky took over, then it's like, yeah, it's definitely the Tommy show.
Yeah, Tommy took over, and it was like it was almost only the fight scenes you could tell they were focused on him, but like even in regular scenes, even if he was in the background, it was still like, so what's Tommy doing?
The whole entire time they get Megazord and is like, well, we're not going to win this until we get
Tommy to attach his Falcon Zord.
The white Falcon Zord.
I mean, they're like, Tommy, get down here. I'm like, Kimberly, if you don't stop calling Tommy's name.
I'm not going to lie. At some point.
I understand why. Because when the Green Ranger came, it was like the introduction of angst and drama and someone fighting against their dark side and almost getting taken over by the evil candle melting. Like, shit, that was badass. When he came, the show flipped, okay? I was like, oh.
But the funny thing is, Kimberly was never this heroine in distress in the show.
Oh, my God. It's so annoying. In this
and it's like this movie. It was like Tommy. It's like, dude, it's a bone monster. I think you could outrun it on foot.
I just wanted to go ahead and just do that CW thing and just bone.
Tommy and Kimberly, they never actually,
did it.
They never actually officially became the official OTP, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we all hate Kat, because she came in and she fucked up our ship. But anyway, so...
It's always the British ones. It's always the British ones.
And then they got together and left together. I was like, what? Anyway, but in this movie, it was almost like they were trying to say they were together, but they were still just friends. And I was like,
well, they gave them like what? Didn't they give them like a 10-minute scene on the coast?
Yeah, there's so many of those scenes. So many of those scenes.
Don't worry about it. We're going to help Zordon. I was like, wait a minute. They're not together, and other people are her best friend is supposed to be Aisha right now. Like, what?
Yeah, but they did that all throughout this movie. I mean, I think they might even be at the beginning of the movie where her and Tommy are always like be together. I'm like, wait, are you guys gonna kiss? Like, what's going on here? Like the sexual tension was there. Like the movie I felt like they were pushing that way. And then when they don't do it throughout the whole entire movie, not like I cared, but they kind of made me care. Like, what the fuck? Are you guys gonna?
The only thing they do is at the very end of the movie, he puts his arm on her shoulder.
Well, it's a kids show. You can't have kids. Doing that.
Wait a second. Didn't they kiss?
I've seen kissing on kids shows.
Oh yeah, they did kissing on the show. That's why I'm like, you might as well.
That's why I'm like, what did they do in the movie? Yeah.
I don't get it.